Good evening everyone, how are we all doing? An evening stream, eh? Haven't done one of these in a while. I feel like the world has conspired against me. The last several weeks, in fact. I've always had the best of intentions, thinking, right, tonight I will do an evening stream. Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days when I can do it. And like every time for like the last month or two, it's felt like it just hasn't been able to happen for a myriad of reasons that aren't interesting. But anyway, we're here, that's the main thing. So we are in the ATR tonight, the newly updated ATR, and the plan is we're just going to not stress too much tonight about realism and full flights. We're going to get the plane up in the air, do some touch and goes here at Newquay in Cornwall. We're doing live weather, I believe. Let me just double check that is actually on. No, it is not. There we go. So the sun is starting to go down. Sunset apparently, according to my phone at least, is in an hour and in an hour and 20 minutes. There you go. That'll be live weather loading in. Good times. Nice airport this. Like Newquay a lot. It's an interesting one in that I think it doubles as an RAF base, I believe. Is it St Morgan? I'm not entirely sure what the crossover is, whether they share the runway or whether there's another runway for military stuff. I do know there's a museum on site because I've been there. It's very good. Very cool aircraft museum. Lots of military stuff from days gone by. I like it a lot. Talking to the staff when I was there, they were saying about they were thinking of, or they were trying to get a 747 to have as an exhibit with a ground power unit, so they could fire the thing up and, you know, give people a good experience of what it's like, but they weren't allowed to. Reasons, apparently. Alrighty. Let's get that parking brake off, shall we? Let's just taxi ourselves down. So I've got the most minimal effort of a flight plan at the moment. In that I've told it we're taking off on runway 30, and then we'll sort ourselves out, bring ourselves round, and we can always do a direct to the point that we need to be at if we get lost, but hopefully we won't. One thing I love about flying in Cornwall, especially in this area, is that once you get up into the air, it's like you can just see all of Cornwall. You can see edge to edge. It's really not that wide at this point, and obviously it gets a damn sight narrower the nearer you get down towards Penzance, Land's End, that kind of thing. But yeah, you feel like you can see the whole world. Very nice part of the world. So we've got our flap set for takeoff. Staying a little bit tight to that corner there, I must admit. Feels like the rudder pedal could maybe do with a little bit of a... Feels like I don't have to steer that much to make a big impact. Alright, let's get ourselves lined up. Like I say, we're not taking it too seriously this evening. We're just trying to get the practice under our belts, really. Which is the main thing. Now then. One thing I wanted to check. Since I've updated the plane, has the throttle reset itself? No, it hasn't. That's good. That's good. Righty, let's get the cam on. There we go. Hi. I don't like the default view. I think the default view should be down just a little bit, just so you can see the instrument panel. Alright, let's get going. Rotate. Come on in. There we go. There we go. Gear up. It's quite sensitive, this, you know. Okay, let's get the thing back into notch. Oops, we are turning, aren't we? Yeah. Well done. That is a lot of yaw going on there. Shows how different this thing feels. One thing I didn't consider was actually lights. How do we put the lights on this thing? Feels like if you put the rudder straight, it wants to naturally yaw. It wants to turn to the left. If we right rudder it, there we go. Get the yaw dampeners on. There we go. Where are the lights? We could really do with some. Quickly, where are the lights? Dome? No. Lights, 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 lights. Come on. Never mind. Right, let's do our turn, shall we? A lot of cloud we're flying through here. I'm tempted to turn the live weather off actually if it's going to cloud us out. I must admit I am tempted to do that. It'd be nice to see that's what we came to see. There's where we took off from. See what I mean? There's one edge of Cornwall and there's the other. Let's get our power management into cruise. I suppose it could be said we are vaguely cruising. And let's have a look at the flight plan. It wants 2,500 feet, which we can do. See, it always wants to do that. You leave it alone. Look, if I just get ourselves straightened up, I'll show you. Right, let's get it leveled. we go. Hands off. Just rather keep it. Keep the yoke in the neutral position. See how it wants to just yaw us to the left? Whereas if I give it a load of right rudder, it's straight to south. Weird. Can't quite see the airport anymore. Let's start dropping the power back now because we've got quite a bit of descending to do. Hey Mod. There we go. Bring that throttle back. That's the thing, you miss the auto throttle on this. You really, really do. Let's go to an idle descent now. We've got quite a bit to lose. Really nice part of the world, this. Okay, we're just going to overshoot that waypoint. You can see there on the ND. Just a touch. I think the plan is to stay live for maybe like an hour or so today, so we'll do like maybe 3 or 4 landings here, try and get some under our belt. I'm just very conscious that the only time I have to do this at all is like right now, and it's kind of hard to get a load of practices under your belt if all you're doing is full flights. Therefore you only get maybe like 1 attempt per stream, therefore per evening or session to land. That's the that's kind of where I'm at. Alright, let's start spinning things around here. Let's get ourselves back into notch. We've levelled out at 2,500 feet. hopefully that's us set now. Let's go around for our last little bit of turning. And I do believe that is the Eden project we are about to fly over. Right, so how do we get the, let's do DTO. There we go. I've got heading select on. How do we get the approach mode on? Not entirely sure is the honest answer. Mode do we want? Take off MCT, fly cruise. Alright, let's get ourselves over. See if we can't land this thing, eh? There'll be the runway. Ah, there we go. We've got some glide slope markers. Plane oddly feels like it wants to go to the... Oops. My bad. Okay, let's start our descent now. Oh, that's why. Okay. Now is it me, or does that ILS marker seem way off? Because look where it is. It's up there, which means we're above it. And the Pappies. Yeah, that was a mile off. I don't know quite how that came to be. Good evening, Captain. How are you? Nice to see you in the stream again. Having a bit of a nightmare here, to be honest. The ILS here into Newquay seems bugged at best, I would say. As you can see, we are nowhere near low enough. But it seems to think glide slope is above us, yet we've got 4 whites on the Pappies. So I have no clue how it's decided to do that. That is very strange indeed. Let's get the gear down. Yeah, there's just no way we're going to make this. Unless I give it a real big push. Throwing realism to one side for a moment. Come on, Pappies, where are you? Let's be over there. There we go. You put that hut at the end of the runway.
100.
This is a very sensitive plane.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Oh! So why is it doing that? It just wants to... Oh! To the left immediately. Why did it do that? It's such a weird plane. It did this in Dublin the other day. Alright, let's go again. Oops. Alright, let's just take a minute here. Reset. Let's get off here. Oh, this plane is stressing me out. I thought the Boeing 737 stressed me out, but this is like next level stressing me out. Okay, so what questions do we have after that? Question number one is, why does the plane always want to yaw to the left? I don't understand why it's doing that. Maybe because it's the propeller? Because of the direction of the propellers, the plane naturally wants to go one way. That could be one explanation. Second question, why was the ILS so far out? That's, I mean, I'm guessing because we're not on live weather, that we're just using standard pressures. Ooh. 1018. That could be why, in fairness to it. Okay, so that might solve that. I do have the replay thing going. Maybe we can watch it back towards the end. We'll go around and do another go. So, question number 2 we may have just solved. Where am I going? This way. Check out the livery. I'm so pleased with that. Yeah, so... how much fuel do we have on board? Got loads. Still not sure why it's yawing to the left. Initially I thought that was maybe an issue with my yoke. Alright, let's get ourselves taxied around. Why did it want to pull so hard to the left? You like the brown colours and design, thank you. I can't tell you how many hours went into that. Probably best I don't think about it too much. Problem is, every time a new plane comes out, so too comes the obligation to make a livery. Should maybe start a virtual airline. Like, at the moment it's just a livery, it's like there's nothing official about any of it, it's just a bit of fun, you know? Yeah, see there, look, it wanted to pull us to the left. If I raise the throttles, look, instantly we're pulling left. We need to give us some right rudder. Very strange. I mean, I know this doesn't exactly scream out realism, but I think sometimes this is like the best way to get to grips with a new aircraft, is just to get your hands dirty, really. We did the cold and dark in another stream. We made it to Dublin, just, from Exeter. Right, let's have another go. Seems very, like, on the ground, like if you just tiny movements on the rudder pedals. I mean, just like, that is very minor inputs I'm giving it there to get such a big result. Okie dokie. Let's give it another go, shall we? One thing I wanted to check before we head up is the lights. Where are, like, the lights? Or it's going to get dark soon, isn't it? Where are the lights? Anti-ice. Engine start. What's this here? This is like our lights, isn't it? Wing, logo, beacon, nav, landing, wiper. Aha! Okay. Is that it? That will hopefully do us for now. Okay, flaps 15, takeoff config on the throttle. I bet it's wiped our plan, hasn't it? Flight plan, new flight plan, route, EGHQ / EGHQ. Go, execute that. So we'll take off, runway 30. We will land on the ILS, runway 30. Boom, there we go. $8,600K to a $10,900K. Ooh. Don't be fooled into thinking the more cores on the 10900 will buy you anything in Flight Sim. It's more about the single core performance. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure what the difference is in terms of single core performance between 8600K, because that's an i5, isn't it, the 86, to a 10900. Look at what the single core performance is, because that's basically what's going to limit you in Flight Sim the most. You might have to consult YouTube for some more detail on that. I mean, it's 2 generations, isn't it? 2 generations different. I wouldn't like to say for sure, though. Wouldn't like to say for sure. On which subject I have news. I may or may not have a 4070 arriving tomorrow. So I'm going to get some detailed benchmarks out of my 3070 before I sell it. And we'll do a comparison video, sort of 3070 versus 4070, see what the difference is, see what the trade-offs are. Come on. Oh, we're taking off all on our own this time, that's weird. That's a tail strike. Whoops. Okay, thing number 2. Why did... Yeah, we're still going to the left there, aren't we? Is your dampener help? Probably not. Yes, depending on the resolution you're playing at, you could well be CPU limited rather than GPU limited. Easy way to tell, turn on developer mode in the options, and then turn on, go to debug, display FPS, and there you go. Now I've got mine locked to 30. But it tells you there, right beneath all those numbers, limited by main thread. So right now my graphics card is not holding me back in the slightest. So if I want to get more frames per second, I would need a beefier processor. But yeah, 3060 Ti, good card. I've got a 3070 here at the moment. Although I'm running at 4K and I'm starting to feel the strain. I mean, it's okay here, but for example, if we go to like a larger airport, I was in the Flight Sim TO version of Gatwick the other day, and it was very quickly apparent that I was GPU limited. Wrong one. Yeah, that can definitely help you figure out which part of your system is slowing you down. So it's well worth having a look. Why does it always want to yaw to the left? It's so annoying to fly manually. It just constantly wants to turn left. You've got to either fight it with rudder. So if I level the yoke and then apply right rudder, see how we're straightening out? Will you need a new motherboard for the 10900K if you're... I'm trying to think what generations shared a socket back then. I must confess my memory is failing me somewhat. Right, let's get 4,000 feet. There we go. Autopilot, heading, DTO, which is short for direct to, there, execute, go. Heading select, no I don't want heading select. What is this plane doing now? Nav? Oh, nav. There we go. That's the stuff. And we do VNav. Or do we just set an altitude? Oh, Nate, how you doing? Long time no see. My fault. I've not been so good on the evening streams of late. I must admit. Okay, so if you're going to need to upgrade the motherboard, would it be worth going for... I mean, I don't know what this 10900K is going to cost you, but if you're going to have to upgrade the motherboard, is it worth going for a newer generation of motherboard, because you could go like 12th or 13th gen Intel, while maybe not going for something like a 10900K, but you might find a 12600K or a 13600K, or heck, even a 12400 or 13400 could give you similar or better performance. You'd need to run the numbers, like sort of investigate it a bit on YouTube. Hey, no worries, Nate. Take it easy. Drive safe. See you soon. The size of my monitor, I have a... It's not really a monitor, it's a TV. 43-inch LG TV. I did a setup tour video a little while back, sort of detailing how I converted my shed, which that's what I'm in right now, into like this kind of flight sim zone thing. Okay, how do we do heading select? Sync it, there we go. It's good. Altitude. Vertical speed. Budget is a limiting factor, yeah. I understand. I do understand. I mean, what sort of money could you get a 10900 for these days? I'm a little bit out of touch with pricing information because it's been such a long time since I've had to build, so... Oh yeah, we're running low on speed. Of course we are. LNAV, there we go. What's it shaking for now? Whoa! What's the plane doing? Blimey. Okay, remind me not to engage autopilot like that again. Why is it wanting to go up so much? I don't understand. That was just weird. $330, $350. Okay. I mean, you could probably pick up a 12600K for cheaper than that. Right, let's try again. Autopilot on. LNAV. And we'll do vertical speed. Right, let's see if that works, shall we? Direct to FF30, execute. That autopilot freaked out back there, huh? Okay, let's just manage this descent. I keep forgetting that we don't have auto throttle, do we? Very confusing. Yeah, my gut feeling says a 12600K will give you more performance single core than a 10900K. I know it doesn't have as many cores, so it doesn't look so flashy, but you could also get a DDR4. I'm presuming you've already got DDR4 memory. You could get a DDR4 motherboard to go with that, because Intel let you choose. You can get a DDR4 or DDR5 board. That might be the play. That might be the play. So with a bit of luck, the plane's going to turn us onto the approach any minute. Oops. Oh, hey Brian, how's it going? How's the seat? I must admit, I did feel for you when you said about it. Furniture assembly is not my strong suit. Still too fast. Right then. Yeah, don't be looking at a 12900, that's far too much money. A 126, so an i5, I would be maybe looking there. Maybe even looking at a 124, 12400 F, or non-F. The F just means that it doesn't have an integrated GPU in the CPU, which may or may not be a problem for you. Alright, so we're about to intercept the glide slope. All finished, very good. Is that the one where it's like, it's made by the people that do kind of like racing sim seats, but it's been adapted for flight sim? Is that, am I thinking of the right thing? Okay, so once again, the ILS is being weird. So it feels like we're far too high here. The ILS says the glide slope is above us, unless I'm just misunderstanding what it's trying to tell me. Yeah, because still, look, we're way too high. And it's still saying ILS is above us. Yeah, maybe if you can pick up a 12600K and a motherboard, maybe even get it like a little bundle used or something, that could be a good play. The 12600K is a great chip. Way too high again. Why is the ILS saying that we're too low? I don't understand it. Don't understand that at all. Let's just see if we can correct this, just to see if we can get a touchdown under our belts.
500. 200.
Not liking the feel of this.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
There you go, look, it wants to go left immediately, it wants to go left. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? Look, it's crazy. I'm not even doing reverse or anything. Why does it pull left? I'm confused, I'm so confused. Brian, do you have any idea? You've been into this plane a little bit, haven't you? It just wants to pull left all the time and I don't get it. Really, really weird. Oh, this is weird. It did this in Dublin. And it did it, when it did it I thought, oh, it must be me. Right, give it one more lap. Am I doing something wrong? Yeah, Brian, what it is we've been trying to land, we're just doing like touch and goes here basically. But it seems like every time I land, the ATR just really wants to pull itself to the left. Unless I give it loads and loads of rudder input, but then if I give it rudder input, it's almost like it then goes too far to the right, and I'm like that, and I just don't really know. I can't weigh it up. Equally, when you take off and get in the air, it wants to yaw to the left, and the only thing I can think of is that maybe it, because of the turning of the propellers or something. Basically, I'm confused. It's the top and bottom of it. Okay, new plan. Route E, G, H, Q. Are we going to be on the grass when I look up again? Quite possibly. Execute. 30. Execute. ILS 30. Execute. Oh look, we're still on the taxiway, nice. What are we doing for local pressure? Ah, keep pressing the wrong thing. Try that. One 1018. Yeah, we're set to 1018. Very weird. Can't weigh this plane up. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. The only other excuse I've got is that I'm wearing new trainers tonight. that could be affecting my rudder input abilities. Get my excuses in. Oh, sorry. I was looking at my laptop then. My bad. Right. I was just looking at a checklist. So I need power management in takeoff mode for approach. That could have been affecting us a little bit. And need to disable the yaw dampener. So I wonder if that's what that was. Maybe the yaw dampener being on was causing us to get pulled to the left. Give it another go. We okay for fuel? Yeah. Could be a nice little sunset on this. Look at that for a view. Still confused why the approach is so steep though. Alright, here we go. Gear up. Still wanting to yaw to the left there, isn't it? Just maybe part of the plane, I guess. Let's get the yaw dampener on now.
Don't sink.
I wasn't. Let's compete with the rudder pedals for a minute. Okay, autopilot. Heading, and we will go for 2,500. Hold that one right there. Nope. That's better. This is in cruise, which I guess we kind of are cruising, albeit not very quickly. Let's take this opportunity to get used to the autopilot controls a little bit as well. Let's just climb a little bit, shall we? Very good. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so apparently the glide slope is beneath us. Alright, I just realised the plane was quite loud. Alright, let's use a bit of the old Direct 2, shall we? Excuse me. Right, hopefully the plane will not try and bin it this time. Okay, engines idle, just bring that speed down. get ourselves down to 2,500. And we should try again. Okay, so engines into takeoff. Now the plane should hopefully begin to turn. All being well. Gear down. Why isn't the plane turning? Fine, I will do it. And what was it? Yaw dampener off. Alright. Let's see if it's any better this time. Okay. What do the pappies think of our current positioning? 2 reds, 2 whites. And the ILS seems happy as well. This is progress. Right. And now the ILS is saying we're beneath the glide slope. Maybe? I'm not sure. I think I must have something wrong there, you know. Maybe those little markers aren't quite what I think they are. Difficult to tell. So what have we changed? We have changed the fact that we've got the power management into takeoff mode for landing, which apparently is what you should have. And we've turned off the yaw dampeners, so I'm hoping between those two things... we're too high again. I'm hoping between those two things we can get this, this landing a little more straight on the runway. Versus the last one. I would love to figure out how to get the ILS markers up. But for the life of me, I guess the approach mode would be the thing I would expect to press. And these little markers are what I would expect to be following, but they don't seem to be lining up with what we're expecting to see. Right. Let's wait for the 2 reds, 2 whites. There we are. So the picture looked reasonably good. Felt like we were close there. Easy does it. No, we're too low. But we're just on the line there between 2 reds and 3 reds.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Still wants to pull to the left. Why is it doing that? Why does it do that? I'm at a complete and utter loss. Why is it doing that? Is it my rudder pedals? Is it... Am I doing something wrong? I don't suppose anyone watching, if there are any of you still watching. I don't suppose any of you have any bright ideas? Just immediately wants to pull to the left. Doesn't seem to matter. Very, very strange indeed. Rudder trim maybe, yeah, I mean it looks like it's at its default. Where would rudder trim be? Yeah. But I mean I haven't touched anything out of the box. It's like yeah, but I saw that too, but I did wonder, you never know. Oh, weird. Why is it doing that? I wish I knew. It's trying to do it again. There you go, look, I'm not doing anything, not touching a thing. It wants to go left. Why is it doing that? Surely, is it wind? What's the wind? I suppose it could be the wind. 310 and 9 knots. So, well, I mean, we're landing at like 310, basically. Tell you what, let's... Let's wind the clock back a bit. Few clouds, clear skies. Wind from 271. Okay. What's the wind speed? 1 knot. That's just not going to do a thing, is it? We see the windsock? Yeah, the windsock isn't doing the damn thing. Oh, strange. Okay, let's just spin around. We'll do one last go. Because I think this is going to get tiresome otherwise. Just keep getting it wrong. I feel like a little bit of study might be required after this. Okay. Let's get the flaps back to 15. We're good for fuel. Let's just check fuel. Tons of fuel. Okay. Takeoff inhibited. Why is takeoff inhibited? Why is it doing that? Maybe we need a new flight plan. EGHQ. And this plane is stressing me out. XQ, takeoff, runway 12. Land on ILS 30. Done. Alright, let's go again, shall we? Why is takeoff inhibited then? Why has that happened? Why is it doing that? Can't work it out. Let's pull over to the side here. I should really stick to the Boeings, huh? Is it that we don't have enough fuel on board? Let's fill up again. Whoops. Why would it be inhibiting my takeoff? Takeoff briefing. 4. Just check in here, see if there's anything. Nothing in it. Well, colour me confused. Do that. Well, there's an easy way to get around it. Let's just restart. We'll do one more. I'm going to turn off any shred of live weather. Good. One last time, then I'm calling it. Not sure how much more of this I can take. Flight plan, route. XQ. Let's try landing from the other direction. So we'll go out and make like a little star thing, like a teardrop. Alright. I think we're good. What's the matter with it now? Why is it beeping? Config? What have I done? What do I need to do that I haven't done? Put the flaps into 15. Parking brake is off. Oh man, this plane. This plane, right, let's just go. We'll silence that warning. This is such a good stream, I bet you're really glad you came to this. Only the highest quality content here. Alright, let's get out of here. Up and away. Wow, it was very, very sensitive. Oh, hey Nick. Nick, we're having a nightmare. Absolute nightmare with this thing. Right, let's see if we can get some autopilot on the go, shall we? Autopilot. Vertical speed. There we go. Heading select. At least I can take my feet off the pedals for a minute there. Okay, so we're going to head on out. We will do a teardrop momentarily. Okay, so we've got the thing in notch, that's good. I'm wondering if it's my throttles, you know. Maybe it's my throttles that are causing us to pull. There's the runway just behind us. Alright, let's do a little teardrop. Hey, Travel to Go, how you doing? Hope you're well. Okay, can we do a direct to DTO FF12? What will happen if we do that? I wonder. Having a teeny tiny nightmare with this plane tonight. That's okay. It's always the same as something new, isn't it? Tricky, tricky. So every time so far, when we've come into land, we touch down and the plane immediately wants to pull to the left. Like heavily to the left, and I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know whether it's me doing something wrong or what really. Whether the plane would do that normally in real life, whether that's a thing that, whether it's just one of those things, I don't know. I really don't know. Right. Almost time for that to take off. Your dampener off. And we try again. Go. Okay, so the ILS seems happier this time, or it seems more reasonable at least. So wind is 270 and 2, so basically nothing whatsoever. Apparently we're on the glide slope, but I'm not really inclined to believe that. Gear down. Okay, I'd say we're sitting pretty. We are sitting pretty. Okay, so ILS seems much more reasonable. from this direction, so that's something. Just wait for those cliffs to load in. Look, they've melted into the sea. So is the plane going to want to turn to the left? That's the question. And if so, why? Why? I do also have the 42, yes, I do indeed. Haven't flown it actually yet though. Just been in the 72 so far. Don't know why, I just seem to gravitate towards the bigger stuff. Not sure why that is actually. Okay, ILS seems happy. Happy, seem happy. Picture looks good. Is it going to want to pull to the
500.
left? I really hope not. Whoop, too late.
200.
Picture's looking good.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Alright. No, pull into the left. Well, that was better. That was better. The only thing I can think of there is that I didn't sort of... So with these throttles, there's like a stopper. Ah, I bet that's what it is. I bet that's what... I think I figured it out. Right, so these throttles... I don't know if you can see. I've got the Airbus throttles. It's almost like when you pull it back into idle, it stops you going any further. But look. I'm at idle, but the plane is in reverse. Because I'm sort of pulling back quite a bit. So I wonder whether I need to adjust the sensitivities on my throttle. Idle tolerances. Maybe we need to up the tolerances. So... Oh, no. Maybe we go 350. Validate. Okay, okay. Okay, so now what happens? So man, back into idle, pulling back quite a lot. Not by much, but enough. Because look, that's idle without me putting any pressure. Bit of pressure. Okay, let's do 550, see if that makes any difference. Maybe I need to go the other way. Yeah, maybe it's the other way. Oh, let's get the parking brake on. Problem solved. I hope so. Right, how do we do this then? Oh, Europe, you're back. 1:50 AM. Ouch. It's not fun. Right, so if I sort of just pop these into idle, looking at these values here, 7.4-ish. Okay, let's set those. Can't go any further. Or do I pull them quite far back, like there? Let's say that that is idle. Put the pressure on. Validate. Okay. Idle. So you've got to pull back quite a lot. Really. Validate. Okay. Yeah, I think that was the issue, because the way it is, I'm using my left hand, I'm going to put more pressure on the left one. There you go. So it says rev idle. So the left one goes into reverse first. So you need to be very gentle into idle, then pull back into reverse. I think that is it. Well, potentially problem solved. Potentially problem solved. So the only question we've got left then, ILS we figured out. I think that was probably just some weirdness going on. We figured out why we're pulling left and we fixed it. Only thing I'm not sure on is why we want to pull left when we are just in flight. But that may be a result of it being a turboprop. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But hey, that's good. That's progress. So I think I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. I'm going to call it there for tonight. Not sure when we'll be back live. Probably won't be, in all honesty, until Monday morning. Real life beckons this weekend. I do have a 4070 arriving tomorrow though, so I'm going to try and get some benchmarks done with the 3070 maybe tomorrow if I grab some time. Then I'll rerun the same benchmarks in the 4070 and we'll compare, and I'll get a video up on the channel for that, so that'd be cool. It's okay, Brian, I think we've sussed it. The issue I was having was when we land, I was pulling to the left like crazy. And I think what it is that it was my throttles. What the left engine was going into reverse, because like when I sort of pull back on the throttle, I tend to put more pressure on the left throttle, just because I'm a bit heavy-handed, I guess. And you can see here, if I do it, look in here, look, man, so I'm bringing it back into idle, there's idle, and I was pulling back such that, there you go, you get rev idle, so the left engine goes into reverse. So basically I need to be a little bit more gentle on the going to idle and not pulling it back into reverse. So I think we're good. I think we're good. That's a successful little night of learning. It's tricky because nights like these are the only nights I do have for learning, so unfortunately sometimes you just have to put up with me learning in front of you and making loads of mistakes. So yeah, calibration issue. I'm still not sure, Brian, maybe you know. I got the impression you maybe know a little bit more about this plane than I do. Why, when you get the plane up in the air, it wants to turn to the left? My gut instinct was, well, maybe that's a result of it being a turboprop, like the directional, like the way the direction that the propellers are spinning maybe causes that. I don't know. It seems like you can get rid of it with a little bit of right rudder, or just sort of manually turn to the right constantly, but only seems to happen when you're sort of giving it everything with the throttles. Whereas when we're in descent, it's not an issue. But obviously when you're climbing out, I guess you've got all that torque going through the propellers. Maybe that's causing it. That's all I can think of. Could be wrong though. Could be wrong. Not a massive issue. It's easy enough to manage on the climb briefly, and then you kind of get it into autopilot anyway, so and a 4070, yeah, I made an executive decision earlier. Yeah, I'm interested to see what what it can do. Like I say, yesterday morning we were struggling big time in Gatwick. Big time in Gatwick. And I was GPU limited, running out of RAM, running out of power. So hopefully 4070 gives us a little bit more juice in the tank. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all very much indeed. Have a great rest of your evening or day, depending on where you are. Have a great weekend, and I will hopefully see you on Monday, if not before. Take care.